Lighter weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Chattanooga, Tennessee, this is your main event. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 176 pounds, holds a record of 1 win with 1 loss, and fights out of X3 Sports in Atlanta, Georgia, Robert Hale. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 175 pounds, holds a professional record of 6 wins with 2 losses, and represents Blaylock's IMB in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, the All-American Kid, Sid Wheeler.
All right, gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. I want a good, clean fight. Touch them up, back to your corners.
Jimmy Neely, our referee, in our main event. Valor Fights 45 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's presented by Ogle Elrod in Burrill. Catch weight at 175. Robert Hale in the white trunks. Sid Wheeler in the black trunks. 3 5-minute rounds live at flowcombat.com, and we're underway.
And here it is, right out of the gate, Sid Wheeler with a right kick. Wow.
Kick chops down Hale briefly.
So much energy inside that cage right now.
Wheeler's face still showing the effects of that car accident, but didn't miss much training time other than some sparring early on. First fight since that serious car accident. Very lucky to be alive, frankly.
Both men so utterly fast. We talked about it, Sid Wheeler, with that boxing pedigree, went directly into professional mixed martial arts, never had an amateur fight in his career.
Sid Wheeler's last win, 6 seconds. Listed at 6, some had it at 4 seconds. That was in Ohio.
Oh, stiff jab by Robert Hale. Here we go, delighting the fans. Both men touching each other with those fists.
Wheeler has not lost his aggressiveness. Open hand now, 2 open hands for Wheeler. A lot of feints from both guys. Minute and a half gone by in round 1.
You feel this, the calm before the storm, Vince.
You wonder the damage on the face of Wheeler, if that's a target for Hale.
Well, scar tissue always, it will always reopen easier than regular skin, but you gotta touch it.
It was done at some. Kick by Wheeler, exciting the fans. Definitely his advantage with a home crowd here from nearby Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. Midway point of round 1. Valor Fights 45 in Chattanooga. Live at flowcombat.com.
Oh, left hook touches the face of Sid Wheeler. Stops him in his tracks, but only momentarily.
That face is reddened up for Wheeler. No blood yet.
Ooh, stiff jab by Sid Wheeler connects.
Wide base for Hale. Those big legs, man. Look at those thighs. Very athletic.
Neither man even approaching a takedown here. Robert Hale throwing.
Oh,
and Sid Wheeler lands a big shot.
Wheeler's overhand right landed. Hale's did not, but it had bad intentions.
Yeah, and Sid Wheeler now imposing himself, putting the pressure on now.
Maybe he's felt some of Hale's power and says, I'm not going to be able to put me down. Oh, nice jab.
And it's that jab, the Ali top jab, and here come the antics.
Guys that have taken Wheeler down in his losses have had the success we haven't seen, as you mentioned, Hale even try a takedown.
And it's been all head strikes. I've not seen a strike to the body as of yet. Low kicks and head punches.
That left has been effective lately for Wheeler.
Here we go. Sid Wheeler starting to build some momentum just as I say it. Hale fires off.
Wheeler looks very confident in his striking right now.
Oh, big shot by Hale.
Final seconds of this first round in our main event. Wow. Very interesting first round.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell exactly who did the most damage or really who touched each other the most. Very, very close round.
Goodness, I don't know. I might lean Sid, but boy, there were some significant strikes for Hale as well.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that you saw that last shot kind of land, and you see Sid dip a little bit more. I think that the strikes that Hale has landed have done a little bit more damage. That being said, not a lot of damage thus far, and Sid Wheeler has imposed his will much more. In other words, he is walking forward more than Hale has in that first round.
And talk us through this replay here, Casey.
Well, here it is. You see the head movement of Hale. You see Sid Wheeler there pawing away. And throughout this round, it was that jab, that Muhammad Ali style from the hip, shooting from the hip.
Yeah, he was feeling it there during that stretch.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
And no confidence off of Sid Wheeler, who is fighting at 175 here. He plans to go down to 170 and has fought bigger guys, but...
And I will say that Robert Hale has already defeated the critics here. He is in round 2. A lot of people figured that Sid Wheeler would have finished it quickly with the difference in their records. Not to be. Robert Hale standing his ground here and making a great showing thus far.
Does Sid Wheeler look different to you than the last time you saw him?
I think he's smaller. You know, he's lighter, he's leaner.
Any difference in style, approach?
You know, I think now he's starting to open up. I think he was cautious there in the first. But everything changes when you drop that weight, especially at 185 pounds. You know, you lose weight in your neck, not just your arms and your legs. And so thus far.
Interesting Sid with a shoot in.
Changing things up.
Just to make Hale think about it. Corner wanting jabs from both corners wanted for their fighters.
Stiff jab by Robert Hale.
Minute and a half gone by in round 2.
Now this, you see Robert Hale kind of looming inside. I see Sid Wheeler having the longer reach, and obviously you've seen the quick jab. But he's got to watch. If Robert Hale looms inside the range and he doesn't expect it, that's going to allow Hale to fire off with big shots.
This combo by Wheeler, punch and a kick. The first time we saw Sid Wheeler lose a fight, Gerald Mearshart at Valor Fights 36, that was stunning to so many. And then the loss to Brendan Allen after that.
But it's always been on the ground, submission specialists. And the same goes for Robert Hale. When it's a standing battle, these guys are on point, and they are here tonight.
Hale's loss as a pro was via arm lock in the first round to Jonathan Cobb. Had a lot of decision losses as an amateur. Went the distance almost every. It looks like every loss was the distance, and a bunch of them split decision losses. Sid Wheeler, his wins have been in quick, explosive fashion. Crowd getting into it.
Robert Hale fires back. And here we go.
Kick to the
Things
bottom.
are heating up here in round 2.
Both of these guys decided, all right, I got to turn up my punishment with the degree of my shots.
Sid Wheeler mixing it up a little bit.
Both guys pretty stationary, right, Casey?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tit for tat here. Two very, very fast competitors.
Sid looking back like, wow, where did that shot go?
Wow, big counter by Robert Hale. Sid Wheeler stands strong. Both men in the center of the cage here.
Wheeler now putting that hand up. I think he's got loose tape, maybe? Somebody does. Yep, it is Sid. Loose tape on that right glove. Hasn't been noticed yet, I don't think, by Jimmy Neely. Oh, big shot by Hale. Boy, Hale's had some bad intentions on some of his misses.
And again, something I mentioned earlier, I've not seen a body shot, maybe changing things up, going to the body and then back to the head, switching it up. Both men could open up some options here.
Down to 15 seconds left in round number 2. In our main event, Valor Fights 45, flowcombat.com. Head kick by Sid. Hale missed on the punch to the body. Wow, so how would you score that second round?
I'm going to go with Sid Wheeler on that one. I think he was more dominant. I think he threw more punches and bunches, and it was it made an impact there. That being said, Robert Hale definitely landed some serious shots there. But again, both of these men, very solid chins. You know, still anybody's game, man, moving into this third. Now, something we've not seen here at Valor Fights with Sid Wheeler in a while, this is not a title fight. So we're only going 3 5-minute rounds instead of the 3 5s that Sid has been used to going in the past.
And we have seen him. Not all of his finishes have been. He's got a number of quick finishes, but we've seen him go the distance in some of the best wars in MMA ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but typically it's up and down. Most guys don't want to stand and bang with Sid. That is not the case here. Both of these guys are standing and banging, head hunting, if you will.
Yeah, no doubt. And if we do go to the judges' scorecards, our judges tonight: Lisa Duran, Cody Gwynn, Rob Alexander, timekeeper Tiffany Jenkins, fight doctor Dr. Nathan Elliott, cutman Mark Laws, best in the business. Our ring girls you've seen tonight in our main event: Chelsea and Jacinda. And Jimmy Neely starts round 3. They touch gloves. Third and final round, 5 minutes. Here we go. Sid Wheeler, Robert Hale.
All right, the final stretch, leaving it all inside that cage.
Oh,
down goes Robert Hale.
First time on the mat. Wheeler scrambles on
top. And he tackles Robert Hale, north-south position here. And here comes the ground and pound.
Dangerous elbows, but Hale able to get
and
up.
That signature move, that front face lock. And you know what comes after that? It's the knees, Vince. Yep. Not on the ground.
Right now.
But if he takes a step up, he is in dangerous territory.
So if you're Hale, are you staying down here until you get a clear path up?
But you're going to try to scramble and get those arms off of your face. Remember, Sid Wheeler does have a wrestling background. He's known as a striker, but this guy can wrestle.
No doubt, a boxing champ, but pedigreed in wrestling as well. Yeah, he did stick in one knee.
Oh, here we go. Not a good spot for Robert Hale. Taking some hard shots. But back to the feet now is Robert Hale. What did that take out of him, though?
See if that changes the urgency of Hale as well. Big looping shots by Hale. Whoa. Hale looks okay.
Yeah, what an exciting matchup this has been.
Wheeler's got to be careful, though. Letting up. Flashy.
Yeah, pulling some tricks out of the bag is Sid Wheeler.
Hands down now. Going back to the hat from the hip jab style. Crowd fully behind Sid Wheeler. Sid the Kid t-shirts on sale, going like hotcakes here in Chattanooga.
Oh, stiff jab by Robert Hale. Wait a minute. You saw a glance. It could have gotten the eye of Sid Wheeler.
Yeah, he was poking at that eye.
Hale looked to pounce. Sid back, regaining his composure.
Hale just connected on the other eye.
2 minutes left in this round. In my estimation, Sid is on top, but anything can happen here. Oh, that was a hard shot.
Yep.
And Sid Wheeler pounces. Big shots here.
Hale goes
Sid
down.
on top, opening up.
The crowd can sense it, wanting a finish by Sid the Kid. Hale turtling up. Can Sid finish? Minute and a half left. Hale is back
Here we
up.
go. He's got the gut wrench. Will he take Robert Hale for a ride?
Sid looking for a trip and a takedown. We'll see. Hale separates, and we're back to an exchange on the feet.
Wow, what resiliency from Robert Hale from the onslaught of Sid Wheeler. Less than a minute to go in this fight, and it's been action-packed. A full night of action-packed mixed martial arts fighting. And look at that stiff jab by Sid Wheeler.
Quick from the hip. You know he'd love to get a finish, one of the top prospects in the country. Back off of a car accident, amazing performance by Sid Wheeler. But Robert Hale has been there toe-to-toe all night. 20 seconds left.
Another big combination by Sid Wheeler.
See if Sid ends with some flash here to close this out in front of his fans. He says, come on in, and that's the end of the fight.
What a fight. Robert Hale goes the distance. Sid Wheeler is back.
I thought he looked great. I thought he looked better tonight than we saw in some of his losses. He went the distance, obviously, but I like this lighter Sid Wheeler. What do you think?
Well, I think that, moving on down to 170 pounds, you see there was a weight cut, but he is back up. He posted he was almost back at 200 pounds. That's like a 30-pound gain after those weigh-ins, and you see it here. Sid Wheeler really finding his timing, opening up there so fast. It was that left hook that snuck in there, and he was on point.
Even though very aggressive, still more of a controlled Sid Wheeler. Is that fair?
Undoubtedly, and I think that power and explosiveness is accentuated at this weight. Very excited to see how this road pans out as he moves down into welterweight proper.
All right, and we're going to go to the judges' scorecards for our main event here at Valor Fights 45 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine. Great job by Jennifer Oxendine all night long as our cage announcer. Still more work to do, though, as we're going to find out who the judges have decided on as the winner of this bout. All bouts scored on a 10-point must system. Opponent gets 9 or less. Scoring based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and cage control. Reminder, upcoming events with Valor Fights. Valor Fights 46, November 4th in Nashville, at Nashville Fairgrounds Arena, November 18th. Border Wars 2 in Corbin, Kentucky. Go to the Valor Fights Facebook page for more on these upcoming events. Pre-show Facebook lives, our official weigh-ins on video, and articles, so much information on all of the Valor Fights events and fights. And then follow us on Twitter as well, at Valor Fights. You can find me on Twitter at Vince Sports, V-I-N-C-E Sports. And we're just so excited to have you with us here tonight at Valor Fights 45 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Our main event goes to the judges' scorecards. Jennifer Oxendine to announce our winner.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judge Alexander scores this bout 28-29. Judge Gwynn 27-30, and Judge Doran 27-30. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, the All-American Kid, Sid Wheeler.
30-27 on 2 judges' scorecards, 29-28 on the other. The All-American Kid, Sid the Kid, with the victory, moves to 7-2. Casey now with our winner.
Sid Wheeler is back. Man, what an action-packed bout, and it's a newer, lighter, faster, sleeker All-American Kid down to 175 pounds. I took a look at your Instagram. You're almost back up at 200 pounds come walking into this cage. Talk about it. How does it feel?
Cheetos and Krispy Kreme right after weigh-ins, baby. Put the pounds back on me. You know, after this wreck I had, I really got down tight on my diet and my nutrition, and really worked on myself for a while. This is brought to you in part by my grandparents, my parents, mom and dad, my coaches, and all my sponsors. Thank you. And my beautiful girlfriend, the prettiest girl in the room, second to my mama. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. See you in 4 weeks. Corbin, Kentucky, fighting for 2 belts. Brandon Bell.
One more time for your winner, the All-American Kid, Sid Wheeler.